Saturday, February 5th, 2022. Last night I was having trouble in, I was laying down, but inside of my throat, my thorax area, I don't know exactly where, it sounded like Rice Krispies, like when you have the North Americans, they have a cereal that's called Rice Krispies. And when you put those Rice Krispies inside milk, it makes a crackling sound. For doctors, when somebody is pneumatic or has pneumonia, and you put the stethoscope on the lungs, at times they say that there is, when somebody has pneumonia or they don't, there's a crackling in their lungs. Last night it was not a deep crackling in my lung tissue or pleural area. It was high in my throat, almost like nasopharyngeal, or like around the larynx. It was just this, again, I spoke to somebody the other day. I'm like, when I say the word electricity, I think of like conditioned electric that moves in one direction and it's powerful, almost like a proton pack in the Ghostbusters franchise. Being you pull a switch and it shoots just in one direction, although in the movies they do characterize it as it can be unpredictable, but whatever. For the most part, where you aim it, it's supposed to go. Just theoretically, hypothetically, for this example. So it's not that type of electric power. It is more of, I call it vampire. It's more of like I've had this happen with my son. He'll drag his feet on the carpet with socks, and then he'll come to hug me, and when he touches me, there's an instant discharge, and sometimes it's more powerful than others, but it literally shocks the two of you, and you're surprised. It's more of that level of electric charge or displacement or movement, but it happens deep inside the throat, somewhere around here, somewhere in this region, right around where I was choked. And it crackles like Rice Krispie treats. That's the sound that it makes. And my nose last night, my nasal cavity in my sinuses had negative pressure. I couldn't breathe through them, so I had to actually breathe through my mouth. And every time I took a breath in or out, whatever is in the air reacted with whatever is making that sound in my throat. And it leaves you with like a taste of, for lack of a better word, radiological decay. It is the smell of the old tube TV, TUBE TV, and when I first arrived in 1978, when you moved close to the television, it had that static pull to it, and you could just smell the difference. That's what like the taste on the tongue is now for me in this area. It's just something is off. And again, I don't know if it's existential energy, if it's my internal energy, like with electrolytes. And then I was thinking in my insolence and my resilience while I was sitting silently, about the word revolt. And I'm like, it has the word volt in it, V-O-L-T, as in electric charge of some sort. I thought that was interesting. Then this morning I turn on the television, or the teleport communication device, and this is what they throw into my visual cortex. I mean, Linda could sit in the same room as me with this, and it's, I mean, I've done it my whole life. If the TV's on, a commercial comes on, like, you just zone out, Z-O-N-E, or you just, like, your eyes just glaze over, and it's just like, oh, God. It's like a nuisance.
This is Frank installing a smart meter. This is...
Now, where is it?
We need to... How long temperatures...
Visit nativehealth.ny.gov or call today.
This is Frank.
Now, this right here, this acknowledgement, this is PSEG Long Island. I'm on Long Island, but there's something disparaging or debauchery in accounting with verbal cue and the illegitimate children. There's something where this section used to go by Lilco, which was Long Island Lighting Company. Now it's replaced that with some Con Edison. But Long Island is going by PSEG. And then there's something called National Grid, which I don't know how that layover works. But I did notice this color and this symbol is the same symbolic, I guess, gesture as what British Petroleum goes off of. British Petroleum goes off of BP gas stations, except they use a green, yellow, like a chartreuse almost color in their whatever, in this ball of recognition, where PSEG uses more of like the navel orange color of some sort, or just orange. But what happens is, I was speaking the other day about origami in the atmosphere, and like I feel like the origami outside of my body is doing this on some timing mechanic where I can know, like, physically, it is so difficult to hold shoulders back, head upright. It's just this, it's misprogramming of this layer of, normally when you're doing this, you don't see this. But if you quiet and close your eyes and just feel how your body, like, where do I feel the weight? For me, it's from like right behind my neck. It's almost like somebody is putting their elbow down and pushing down. So it's like I'm always just going, it's so...
Frank installing a smart meter. This is the...
But I don't have computer graphics. I don't have a CAD program for architecture. I don't have any kind of technology programming skills or training to even have this level of ability to explain artistically where my words are and what I'm feeling in the environment, and mix it with some form of computer skill. I'm not trained. I don't know. I mean, I use the word CAD, C-A-D, because I saw it on one of the TV programs, so that's what the aerospace industry uses. But, and one of the locals, I really liked architecture, so I was designing a house in West Babylon, West Islip, long time ago. I just wanted to, design something, so we paid for a set of plans, and they needed a drafts person, and at the time Jason didn't have a job. So they actually offered to teach him, and they said the program was called CAD. So, or he could pick up side work or whatever for one of the local draftsmen.
This is the home where Frank installed that meter. This is the family that is saving energy with their My Smart Energy portal that connects.
And again, this is the overlay visually here and up here of the points of energy. That's where indivisible and the irrationale in polymathematics and polyscience, there are rationales. It's just they're being miscalculated, misprogrammed, and pulled off, which is causing this and a whole lot of other biological anomalies. Like when I open my mouth, if I have to, God forbid, I have to breathe through my mouth first of all to catch my breath, like a fish that's running out of oxygen in the water in a fish tank, it now makes a crackling sound, which leads me to believe that it's one of these energy points or several of them that are geospatially malformed.
Connects to that smart meter. This is the smart energy
In some
grid that
kinetic
connects to that
energy.
portal. These are all the homes across Long Island.
And here, it's right here, they have it overlaid over, like, demographics of a town. I mean, it's anywhere, but it happens to be affecting my biology in this fallout shelter. Now they put, these are the solar farms, SOLARFARMS. Are they harnessing the dangerous calculations and then somehow putting that back into a grid and calling it conditioned in order to make money, making things all the more dangerous and worse? I mean, how does one even find out or inquire about these sorts of things at this level?
Affordable and reliable. All thanks to Frank.
Now, I had this color siding and this piece here when I moved back from state of Virginia to the state of New York to 254 Peconic Street in 2005. The meter, when I bought the house, it had digital on it. It was running so hot, it literally went on fire. And I had hired a man to come in to check on it. The house engineer had suggested it. And somewhere between the meter and the pole, it was so hot, it started a fire inside this box, which I don't know what that was indicative of, because again, I don't know. I mean, at the time it was LIPA, it was not PSEG, it was LIPA. But again, it's like who are the authorities on this when you let the serviceman know who comes to do this is called service on the house. When you let the employee know who's doing service on the house to help you, and they can see, they took the fire, the one that was burning and going on fire, but without big flame, because they caught it in time. And then after the new meter was installed, it ran so heavy. My electric bills were like $400 a month, and it was just me and the children. I don't turn on. I mean, we barely turned on the lights. We lived on Connecticut State Park, and most of the time in the back of the house, especially, the shades were up, and the sunlight came in, so we didn't need for electric at that level. Although I always had to pay for it because the electric company was running something, and it was close to the airport. But more importantly, the crackling last night, it's not the first time it's happened. It's just I finally got a visual reference with these points of origami or origamic energy, in order to mention it properly. It's star 1978, star 8378, Nicole, Cattaruzza. Earth, solar system, Milky Way, universe, galaxy is broken, and it's Bayside Station, Bayside, New York, 11361. And it's February, I think Saturday, February 5th, 2022.